All right, folks, we are back and ready for another hunt. While we were on our break, thank you very much, Silhouette, for the follow. Appreciate it, friend. Welcome aboard to Suffering. All right, so our new hunting team, all fresh faced babies. We have Rami taking over the tank role, also in possession of the knuckle shield. We have Barry, just pretty much got nothing to his name. Zara, much the same. And finally, Gertrude is picking up the rib blade. Really need to get some weapons. Dense bone is mandatory. Cannot go into the butcher with just bone blades. That would be insanity. We might have to start just cashing in stuff here. I don't want to, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, right? First and foremost, we've got a Gorm to hunt. So let's kick it off. Let's see who is starting off our hunt. It's going to be Barry. All right, Barry, what have you got for us? Itchy palms. The survivors come across a field of huge boulders worn on all sides with deep, smooth grooves. If any survivor has 3+ understanding, nope. Otherwise, roll a random hunt event. Uh, 68. 68 brings us to a familiar face. If no survivors have died yet this campaign, we have lost Dimitri. Ignore this event. Each survivor rolls a d10. The lowest scoring survivor or survivors becomes the straggler. All right, we will start with Barry. Barry gets a 3. Zara with a 4. Gertrude with a 3. And Rami with a 4. So it is Barry and Gertrude. While examining the stone faces underfoot, the straggler recognizes the face of a fallen friend. Technically, you weren't born yet when Dimitri died, but okay. Bittersweet memories reduce them to tears, reduce their insanity to 0, and they gain +1 understanding. Cool. They didn't have any insanity anyway, so I will take 2 free understanding. Quickly mark those off. All right. Next up is Zara. With mating fields. Ahead, the ground is covered in mounds of foul-smelling corrosive vomit. Any of the survivors may choose to investigate. Each does +1 courage. Yeah, everybody's getting a courage. I don't care. We're giving everybody courage. These survivors are currently the settlement's only hope. They need as much stuff as they can get. Because we're going to have to start carting out some half-dead people pretty soon. All right, let's roll these dice. Let's start with Zara herself. With a 9. 1 random Gorm resource. Yes. Dense bone, dense bone, dense bone. Stout heart. Gertrude would be next. With a 5. 1 brain event damage. Not great start. Rami is next. Also with a 9. Dense bone, dense bone, dense bone, dense bone. Stout vertebra is actually a good one. And then finally Barry with a 10. Say it with me, chat. Dense bone, dense bone, dense bone, dense bone. A meaty rib. We don't need another one of those, but I can turn 3 bones into a dense bone. I could do that as long as I don't get freaking marrow hunger again. All right, all in all, good event. Again, let's move chunk out of the way here. For Gertrude to hopefully reveal our last hunt event, and it's just a random with a 62. Cool, we're already here. Space between the rocks. The survivors are distracted by a dark crack in the endless sea of stone faces. If any survivor has a pickaxe, they strike the ground, causing the crack to expand into a gaping hole. Don't have that. Bravely reaching inside, the survivor produces a black and twisted hunk in one iron strange resource. Otherwise, each survivor rolls 1d10. The lowest scoring survivor becomes the straggler. So we're going to do this again. This time we're starting with Gertrude, since she was the revealer, with a 10. Rami with a 1. Okay. Barry, not a 1. Zara, not a 1, but freaking close. So it is Rami, who is our tank, so that's suboptimal. The straggler stoops to gaze into the depths and refuses to stop staring. When the other survivors drag them away, they babble incoherently. Whatever they saw changed them forever. They gain 1 random disorder. Okay. We can hopefully deal with that. Rami gets anxiety. At the start of each showdown, you gain the priority target token unless you have stinky gear in your gear grid. Monster Grease is stinky, so not a problem. And even if he did, he's the tank. Him having priority target isn't bad at all. And then Rami does step up and starts the showdown. So that went 1,000 times better than last time. I'm going to choose to believe that is a positive outlook for how this showdown will go. Ooh. We get the Nightmare Tree. Okay. And we do get a Monster Corpse again, so that's nice. What does the Lonely, not just the Nightmare Tree, the Lonely Tree. So this is one of the expansions that we've added into the campaign. Set up the showdown with 1 Nightmare Fruit miniature placed adjacent to the Lonely Tree. These fruits are impassable terrain tiles that occupy 1 space. So I can tell you right now, we're just going to chuck this guy kind of off to the side. I don't think we're interested in dealing with that this time around. So let's gather our fruits. So we put 1 fruit adjacent to the Lonely Tree. We'll put it back here probably. Monster starts the showdown with the Nightmare Fruit and Monster Fruit in play. Where's my tree? Got Monster Fruit and Nightmare Fruit. Let's get those out, and then we'll see what those mean. So we'll come back to that in a second. So Monster Fruit means at the start of the monster's turn, before performing any other actions, if it was within 5 spaces of a Nightmare Fruit, it full moves toward it. Then, if adjacent, it consumes the fruit, removes it from the board, and heals 1 wound. If the monster is already fully healed, it gains +1 damage token instead. So let's actually make this a little smarter and put it as far away as humanly possible. And then Nightmare Fruit. The Nightmare Fruit miniatures are impassable terrain that occupy 1 space. They have the following rules. We can activate to diffuse the fruit, roll a d10, and stuff happens. We're not going to do that. Because it's here. If the survivors are victorious and any Nightmare Fruit miniatures remain on the showdown board, we gain the Lonely Fruit Strange resource. We will cross that bridge when we come to it. But it's cool. New stuff. Doing new stuff. Actually, yeah, that's fine. That's in the right spot. And we have the Monster Corpse again, which means we can do whatever we want to start. So, first of all, we've got some stone noses to deal with here. Oops, that's wrong. Rami should have started with the 3. So that gives... Yeah, no, we should do this. We want to... That's the smarter thing. Let's just pretend I did that, huh? No, because then... Okay. We're messing stuff up. No, we're good. We're good. We got it. So 2... Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Sam, what are you doing, sir? Okay. Good. So 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Okay, we're good. So everybody has some survival to play with. I got a little bit of insanity. Hopefully we could avoid too many traps and strobes and whatnot. While I'm thinking of it, did we get any extra stuff from these? We did not. Okay. Lost my train of thought momentarily. Right, so Monster Corpse, we can do stuff. So we're just going to set up in position. Let's have Zara start by the corpse. Rami will start here. Barry will start here. And Gertrude will start here. And we get to go first. So first things first, gonna just have Zara try to get stuff from the dead monster. Seven. Resource from a monster deck of your choice. You know what we're picking. And we're gonna say it again. Dense bone, dense bone, dense bone. That is not a dense bone. It's a stout hide though. That's a good one. All right. Maybe the frickin' tall grass will come into play at some point. Let's start swinging away. So Rami is actually going to start out with the Knuckle Shield. It's not as good. Actually, he doesn't have proficiency yet, so we might as well just go with the Bone Blade. Or do we just block? Do we just stand there and block? That's kind of his job. He's not going to gain any weapon proficiency this fight. Yeah, we're just going to try to take this slow for now. And then if we need to turn it on to do some damage, we will do so. I did not rawhide headband once in that last fight. Neat. Okay, so we'll just go with our damage dealers. Gertrude, wielding the mighty rib blade, starts off with a hit. That's how we do. This rib blade is cursed. Marina hit the trap twice. All right, if that's how it's gonna be. All right, attacker suffers 1 damage to the head location. Of course she does. I think I did that. I think I did that as brain damage last time. Wasn't paying attention. I was so tilted. Yeah, so he can turn either direction. He's going to stay in this direction just because Rami doesn't have insanity. So we got knockdown and brain damage. Knockdown, and brain damage to the girls. All right, well, that's a great start. All right, well, we might as well have Barry go. So Barry's just bone blading, nothing special. Does get 1 hit. I stopped breathing for a second. For some reason, I thought that was the trap again. Okay, so Barry is wounding on a 5. Neat. So Gorm's just gonna run this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Rami's just going to go here and block. I think that's the smart play. We just need to survive right now. That was such a disastrous first round. Oh gosh. Okay. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Turn to face the most survivors. Everybody. Intimidate all targets. Roll 1d10 for each. All right. Let's just start with Rami. That's a brain damage. He has no insanity. Can't block that. That was such a great strategic play, Sam. Barry. Nothing. That's nice. Zara. Nothing. Okay, let's keep that rolling. Gertrude. For once, my terrible rolls have come in handy. All right, that was so much better than it could have been. And then he's just going to turn around. Which means Gertrude and Zara get to stand up. All right. Do we stand up Barry? Probably. But let's do some stuff first. Zara, can you get in? You cannot. So you might as well just stop there and bone dart? Might as well bone dart. No reason not to. And miss. That's expected. Gertrude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that? That is not. Okay. Might as well stop there just in case it goes running around or something. And Barry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we might. No, let's stop Barry here. Just in case. I think that's fine. Don't need that up anymore. We'll let Rami chill. We'll let Rami chill for one turn. Unfortunately, Rami's the one that could rawhide headband. But let's just relax. Let's just spend a turn relaxing. All right, we know what this does. Don't end in the blind spot. That does count as a wound because it never goes away. Next up, Hiccup. All right, so we should be fine on this. So picks target, but it literally doesn't matter. Roll a d10 for each adjacent survivor. Nobody's adjacent. Then perform Retch. Nobody's going to be in the vomit zone. So that's fine. That's essentially a dead turn, which we'll take, and then Hiccup goes back on top. All right. That worked out for us. So Gertrude's already in position. So let's Rib Blade with a miss. Zara can step up and try to Bone Blade with 2 hits. And they're both pretty much identical, so we might as well start with this one just because. Wounding on a 5. Or no, wounding on a 3. Good, because we rolled a 3. All right, I'll take that. And this one also wounding on a 3 because we're in the flank. That's why. That was almost a crit. You saw that, right? It's a failure, but nothing bad on the card. So, okay. I think we keep up with the plan. Have Rami step up and block. And then Barry will also Bone Sword. 2 more hits. All right, we got another one of these. So might as well do that. Wounding on the 3. Oh, man. All right. That's a wound. And this one, we are wounding on a 5. Just made it. Oof. All right, all right. We are making progress. And yeah, Rami's just going to stand here and try to tank. Is there? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We've got Scratch, closest threat facing in range, which is 100% Rami. I probably should have moved him into the front, but oh well. So, speed 1, accuracy, so hitting on a 5. And we're definitely dodging whatever this is. If it hits, it does not even hit. Cool. Oh, and he would have blocked it anyway, so we're golden. All right. I don't want to be standing directly in front. So first move is just going to get Rami to step to the side and just be out of the way. And again, block, 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 block. Zara is going to come around this way. Give it the old Bone Blade. 2 more hits. That's not great. That's also not great. I guess we'll start with this one. Looking for a 5. Cool. So we retch, which means they each take 1 damage. Barry to the waist. Oh, this is where I got to do the weird armor stuff again. Because Barry technically still has his waist armor. Because it ignores armor, but it doesn't remove armor. And then Rami to the body. Now Zara is still in range here. And watch, here's where she's going to roll the 5. Oh, okay. That's okay. Because retching again would have been a mess. Literally. Gertrude already went, right? No, because Zara was in the blind spot. So Gertrude is going to Rib Blade with a miss. Then Barry. We'll give it the Bone Blade with 2 misses. All right. Thought we were going to have a good turn there. Not so much. But we move on. Back slap. Closest threat facing in range. We know that's going to be Rami. Turn the Gorm so the target is in the monster's blind spot. Okay. All right, so really no threat here because we have a block up. But let's just see what happens. Misses anyway. And then turn the Gorm to face the target. Yeah, block. Block pretty much just turns off the Gorm. All we have to worry about are those Intimidates. All right. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we kind of just have to stack up on this side, which isn't great. Zara, oh my goodness, get it together, Sam. Zara, 1 hit. Looking for that 5. Zara. So, fortunately, this is going to change things slightly. This will hit on 3s. Both hits. And this is a rule I constantly forget, and I have to remind myself. Zara cannot spend survival while she is attacking. The reaction is part of her attack, so Zara cannot dodge this. I pretty much always forget that rule. I don't know why I remembered it just now, but that is 1 damage each to the body and the head. So that's a knockdown. Okay. Good news is Rami hasn't done anything yet, so hopefully he can get into a better position. But now that means we can bring Barry this way. For 1 hit. Ooh, don't like that. But nothing we can do about it. Other than fail to wound. At least I'm failing on the things that are okay to fail on. Gertrude. Come on, girl. This rib blade is the most useless freaking weapon I've ever made. My God. Rami, what can we do with you? Zara's kind of in the way. So we just hope we draw the right thing and block again. I think that's still the smart move. Charge. Closest threat facing in range. Zara is not a threat. Random survivor in field of view. Okay. It is Barry. All right. Move and attack target. So we just... So the good news is Barry's speed 4. Holy shit. Okay. So Barry is in the grass, so this is hitting on 5s. It's 2 damage? Oh. Okay, so that's 3 hits. Barry might just be annihilated. I guess we're going to dodge one of the hands? Or do we dodge the head? Either way, we're taking 2 severe injuries. And it's smarter to take 2 rolls on the hands instead of 1 on the hands and 1 on the head. So we're going to dodge the head. Take a heavy wound to the hands and then a severe wound to the hands. And then we'll worry about the rest of that in a minute. All right, Barry, let's see how you're doing here, bud. With a 2, well, that would kill you. So we're going to use your lifetime reroll. Now let's do better this time. I'll take a 6. Contracture, the arm will never be the same, so for -1 permanent accuracy. We're not doing great, team. We are not doing great. And then bash and knock back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full move towards the closest threat. Just going to stay right there. Wow, that card sucks hard. Syl, I'm so sorry you had to be here for this. All right, at least Zara stands up. So what are we going to do here? First course of action is to not have Gertrude standing directly in front. Let's get her there. Let's let her miss with the rib blade. Cool, thanks. This is an awkward position. All right, I think we just leave Zara here. A wretch would be rough, but it is what it is. One hit. It's exactly what I didn't want to see. So we just really need a roll of 5. We rolled a crit. Oh, God, perfect timing. Whew. I would have been in big trouble if I'd failed on that. Gain a stout kidney. And the good thing about this is the more not dense bones that we pull out of this, the better our chances of actually getting a dense bone. Zara is loaded up on resources. Is this going to be relevant? Unlikely. So Rami... I think we just keep up with the blocking. Hopefully we can choose Rami. Now, if Rami can't get into the front, he might as well attack. Yeah, let's just let Rami attack. He's got a bone blade. Might as well use it. One hit. Yeah. Yeah. Just let Rami attack. Suffers 1 damage to the head. And turn and face the most survivors is this way. So we get 2 knockdowns. They both suffer 1 brain damage, which means brain trauma for Barry. Or not Barry, brain trauma for Rami. With a solid 3, lose 2 levels of weapon proficiency. Joke's on you, nerd. I don't have any weapon proficiency. All right, that's fine. That's not great for the next turn, though. So I think we have Gertrude stand up Barry, just so we have another potential target. Because at least Barry... Oh, Barry can get in. He's hitting on 7s now, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, well, total of 7. Cool. Also got a... All right. Why does this fight always fall apart, like, right around the 6 wound mark? Body check. Random survivor in range. That could be literally anybody. So, it is good old Barry. Punching bag Barry. Again, hitting on a 5, though. Poor Barry. Does Barry just dodge this? Let's see what we roll. Hands. Barry dodges this. Okay. That does mean Rami and Zara stand up. So first order of business, Barry gets out of front facing. Gets a hit. Okay. Wounding on a 3. Barry! What are you doing? This might be the worst rolling I've ever had. And that's saying a lot. Let's just go around the horn. Gertrude. We know what's going to happen. Yeah. Zara. Gets a hit. She needs a 5. Another crit. Okay. +1 survival. At least we have one rock star in this fight. All right. I need to get rid of one of those intimidates. I don't know if I did, but I hopefully did. And then Rami, 1, 2. Oh, I can even get into the grass. Nice. And block. All right. Feeling good about all that. Not feeling good about this. Frickin' hell. Turn to face the most survivors. That's this way. Lantis, we'll talk about that in a little bit, friend. Let's deal with this first. So we've got here Barry and Gertrude. Barry is safe. Gertrude. I've rolled on this card 5 times, and I've rolled 4 ones. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. But I'm going to take it. And then he's going to turn his fat butt around. Okay. So, step 1. Zara goes here. Zara gets shit done with a hit. Wounding on a 3. Excellent. I need to get rid of this stupid strobe. I've gotten so lucky. That could have absolutely destroyed this entire fight. All right. Rami's going to continue doing what he does best. Stand here and block. Barry's going to get to safety in the grass. That is a hit. Blind old Barry. Not blind. He's got some arm injury. Looking for that 5. A wretch would be not great. Doesn't matter. Barry can't hit very well, but when he does, He strikes. All right. And Gertrude with the rib blade. The cursed weapon of all cursed weapons. Oh! We hit! Okay. This should be wounding on a 2? Yeah, this is wounding on a 2. Take it. Oh, no. The only card left is Strobe. I didn't think this through. Everybody's taking their turn, so we have to Strobe. All right. So this is the only card left in the deck, so we draw Strobe again. Turn to face the most survivors. I'm going to choose this direction because at least Barry has some insanity. Let's roll for Barry first. Okay. Let's roll for Rami. Holy shit. What are the odds? Chat, do math. Tell me the odds on all this. All right. Let's finish this off. Barry. One hit. Barry. That's a wound. We got rid of the stupid Strobe. All right. Zara's our best chance to finish it. Wow. And we have the death blow up. Roll a 5. Roll a 5. Woo! All right. Sweet. The Gorb's writhing bulb lays on the ground, pulsing gently even as its body lays lifeless beside it. Nominate a survivor to retrieve the bulb. Well, it's gotta be Zara, the absolute rock star of this fight. Gain the pure bulb. Gorm resource. Did we already get a pure bulb? Oh no. No. Where is it? Did I miss it? Is it a rare resource? What am I? Is it somehow in the box still? No. Because it's definitely not an Indomitable. No. Is it a strange resource? There it is. Wow, what does that make? The survivor's face and hands are sprayed by the bulb's caustic juices. They suffer the blind severe injury, but the exhilarating toxin imbues them with +1 permanent speed. So blind, I think that means they're -1 accuracy, but +1 speed. Let's double check that real quick. Yeah, -1 accuracy. Interesting. All right. Let's get some XP on these folks. Nothing else happening there, so we just need our resources. We got a haul. Hide, bone, hide, lantern. That sucks. All right, guys. Dense bone. It's all we need. We took, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards out of this deck already. We've got to hit a dense bone. Another lard. Hide. Hide. How many cards are left in this deck? All right, there's still a fair amount left, but come on. Can we at least make one? Maybe. Got a bunch of organs. That's good. We do need organs. We got a good amount of hide. So it's not the worst, but it's not the best. All right. Not going to complain. That was overall a pretty good fight. Update our timeline. All right, let's see what we got here. Dark Dentist? That's great. We're not touching this fucking thing. Cool. It's not bad, so that's all that matters. Then we got to do another freaking Gorm Climate. All right, let's roll them. The 1, and honestly, like, we know what happened last time we tried to play this game. We're just gonna kind of happily lose all this crap and not worry about it. Because we might be able to utilize the Negredo. And we're not going to be fighting a Gorm for another couple years, so that's fine. That's handled. All right, as for our develop, hide and a bone. We'll use the Stout Heart to innovate. We've got Hovel, Song of the Brave. Ooh. These are both good. Because Hovel will help with Gorm Climate, but Song of the Brave will get rid of Gorm Climates. Although again, we're not fighting a Gorm next year. The plan was to fight the Flower Knight the year after, but we might just go for another Gorm just to get rid of Gorm Climate. So this has to be the pick. We're still missing all of our survival actions, but I think this is the pick. So additionally, like, Song of the Brave is really good. Survivors lift their voices in the dark. On arrival, each non-deaf survivor may remove 1 negative attribute token. Okay, so if they get negative attribute tokens on the hunt, they'll get rid of those. And then during the overwhelming darkness, which we know is a problem, every non-deaf survivor can pick Path of the Brave. So this is a huge boon. And then again, ultimately, means we can also get rid of Gorm Climate. Which I also forgot I have to add in here. Yeah, so we have to fight the Butcher this year, which I honestly don't know how that's going to go. And then we got a bunch of shit coming up. So this year, so we got to deal with 2 more Gorm Climates. Oh, yeah. Because we're going to be fighting the Lion Knight this year. So we're not touching the Flower Knight for a while. But that's just the way it goes. Like, we'll see. We'll see what the storage situation is looking like. If we have nothing in storage, I'm talking about things that aren't going to matter for a while. But I need to get those consequences in here. I think there's only one. Saga is awesome. But there's like so many things we need before we pick Saga. Yeah, it's just Saga. All right, so that's that. Let's move on over to our crafting area. I doubt this is going to be of any value, but we'll bring it over. All right, we got so many goodies. No brain, so we're not going to do the alchemy thing. Which is good because we definitely have need for those organs. All right, so first and foremost, what the heck does this thing make? The Riot Mace. It needs another freaking dense bone. But we can do that. Can we? No, we're short a bone. Oh, we're going to get our ass kicked by the Butcher. We have no weapons. Okay, I mean, nothing we could do about it. What can we do? We can make a Lucky Charm and a Fecal Salve. Organ. We're definitely holding on to this thing. Like, let's not even consider that. Yeah, it's not optimal, but it's definitely the play. Whoops. So we can get a Fecal Salve and a Lucky Charm. So what this means is now we can do this play. So this is nice, you know, +1 survival, and this could be helpful. So Lucky Charm, we now have an extra luck. The Rib Blade is already deadly, so the Rib Blade is now going to be critting on an 8 if it ever hits. But we also have the Wisdom Potion online. So we get to play the Showdown with the top card of the hit location deck revealed. So this gives us so much flexibility. All right, beyond that, we've got... we can make the armor spikes because we have a scrap. Let's do that. We got a stout vertebra and a broken lantern to make armor spikes. I mean, it's not great, but I'll take it. So this is just an add-on. If adjacent to the monster when you suffer a severe body injury, the monster suffers a wound. So you're taking something that's honestly bad and turning it into at least a positive. I think that's a worth. 5. I could just straight up make the next Rawhide set. And then like we've gotten so many jiggling lards. Now watch. Next time we fight the Gorm, I'm gonna get a freaking dense bone and not have a jiggling lard. But a second Rawhide set going into the Butcher is huge. I think I have to do that. I don't have bandages, which I would have liked, but essentially having 2 tanking characters now feels pretty good. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So probably put the armor spikes on our secondary tank, because first one's going to have the knuckle shield. Okay. We still have endeavors. I thought I could do 1 to activate Negredo and make a dense bone, but didn't happen. We didn't have enough bones. So I think we just try to make babies. Like, we need population. So we're just going to do 3 augury attempts. How are we doing on understanding? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, nobody's got 3 understanding. We'll pick somebody good just because they can gain survival. How's Barry doing? Barry has -1 accuracy. Gertrude. Yeah, Gertrude's going to be a hitter for us. So, no, we can't do that, can we? Can we? We can. All right, so we're actually going to spend 1 on shared experience. For Blaze to give 1 hunt XP to Gertrude, so Gertrude can age up. She's going to take Grand Weapon. She's not going to get any proficiency right now, but she's going to be huge for us in this fight, I hope. So maybe if we can get her like another extra stat or a fighting art or something. With an 11, that should be a fighting art. Yeah. All right, so Gertrude gets Thrill Seeker. Whenever you gain survival during the Showdown phase, gain 1 additional survival. Well, that's not particularly helpful. See, I don't think she has enough room in her kit. Because the funny thing to do is to pair that with rawhide armor. Because the way we treat rawhide armor is, oh, he just didn't spend their survival if he gets it back. But the thing is, he gets it back. So with rawhide armor, if you get it back, you get 2 back with Thrill Seeker. So do we transition Gertrude into our main tank now? Switch Grand Weapon for Shield? I think that's the play. Make Gertrude the secondary tank, or the primary tank even. Yeah. All right. So we got it. We'll sort that out offline. So that is one endeavor. It's not worth doing that again. We need babies. We just absolutely need freaking babies. So first augury roll, we get an 8. That's an intimacy. Pizza, I'm gonna need ya. And the second one, we're making 2 babies. All right, we got 2 shots at this.
I just saw a 60-year-old man break down some Michael Jackson. That was a choice.
All right.
I was here for it. What are we doing?
We're rolling.
Okay. How do I make it do the...
You can't do that when you're rolling 2 dice, I don't think. That's a 1, so that's a re-roll.
It's because you didn't let me get the woo 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 woo.
All right, so who's useless? All of these are spent. Barry already spent his.
What about that one?
No, Gertrude's a good one. Is it Zara? She did so good for us.
What about up there?
I think it has to be. But Zara has -1 accuracy. It has to be Zara. +1 speed, -1 accuracy. I don't think that's a worthy trade-off. All right.
I get the woo woo?
Yes.
Woo 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 woo.
What happened?
It's because you let me do that woo 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 woo.
All right, so we get a baby. Or no, we don't. Nope. We just lose the mother, and the father gets a random disorder and +3 insanity.
It's because you didn't let me woo woo but first.
You killed Blaze.
I killed who?
Or did you? Or no, you killed Marina.
Oh, this is not my fault. I will not let it be.
Or no, you killed Blaze.
Blaze?
You killed Blaze.
Well, with that kind of name, I get it.
We got another one.
Oh, okay.
I'll figure out in a minute who the father was.
This is some Maury Povich stuff. You are not the father. Do I have to reroll again?
Yeah.
With which one?
This person who doesn't even have a name yet used their reroll. Okay. Yep. +1 population, and we get some survival. I'll take it. So that we netted out to nothing. Honestly, I think we ended up worse off because we used 2 rerolls.
Do I get to name a baby?
What would you like to name the babies?
Is it a boy or a girl?
We definitely need one girl.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both girls.
Okay, one of them's gonna be named Agnes.
Oh. She also gets +1 understanding. And then 1 strength motivation.
And the second one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's gonna be Ladasha. L-A.
No. It's not.
Rayquaza.
No.
Chantel.
Do I need to get the random name generator?
I'm using the random name generator of my mind.
Your mind only has memes.
No, it doesn't. I like Chantel. Let me spell it out for you.
Okay.
S-H-A-N-T-E-L-L-E umlaut. I gave you a name. I really liked Ladasha, personally.
Vivian.
Oh, come on! You had Blaze. Why can't I have Ladasha?
You and Lantis can talk about it. You killed Lantis' favorite character.
And she's saying we should name it Ladasha. Please.
You're not rolling babies for me anymore. You did not do any better than I did.
Can we please name it Ladasha?
No.
Disrespectful.
I just want the record to show that Pizza did not do any better on those rolls than I typically do. She thought she could.
Excuse me?
Numbers don't lie. They spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
You didn't let me touch them at first. You clicked them and then gave me the mouse. You tainted them.
Okay. So I just got to figure out what we're doing for the Butcher next year. That's going to be a challenge. We still don't have weapons. That's insane. I can't believe we've gone this far and still don't have weapons. But okay. Like, it is what it is. At least we've got defenses. We've got that to work with. All right, so Lena, I'll give you Lena. Well, hold on. What have we said about naming characters after people? Lantis, I want you to see what's happening here. You know what happens to people in this game. So I want you to remember that Pizza did this. Just remember, not my fault. Anyway, that's gonna wrap us up here. Okay, all right, you're okay with it. All right. Yeah, I gotta go in the tank, figure out who's coming on this hunt against the Butcher. Because I got some damage to deal with. I'm happy with Gertrude. Gertrude's gonna be our tank. I think we can bring Marina back out. Yeah, aside from Squeamish, like Seizure sucks, but we can work around that. Squeamish just means she's... Oh no, Squeamish is fine. I was thinking of Secretive. Squeamish just means she can't have Stinkies. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that means she can't do the Fecal Salve. Shoot. Maybe not. Because she was our grand weapon. Maybe we just put that onto a Fist and Tooth person then. All right, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I've got a whole week. But yeah, that's what's up. We got the butcher coming. Um, we can handle that. I hope butcher's not too bad. He says right before absolute disaster happens. um, like if we're gotta figure out the Gorm thing. If we don't get any closer to weapons this next hunt, we might just rush the bonesmith or the weapon crafter. I mean, that's probably the play. Getting rid of Gorm climate's going to be huge, though. So we just got to make it past the butcher, which is going to be next week. So thank you, everybody, very much for hanging out with me tonight. It's great to get back into this game. So, Lantis, to circle back around, you were talking about channel points. And the thing is, I'm actually reasonably close to being able to gain affiliate status. That said, like I don't know if you were here earlier, like, this is a hobby for me. This is just me to get to spend a couple hours every week playing one of my favorite games. And the Twitch side of it is just to share it with other people, have a little fun, hang out, chat. So if I go to the affiliate route, get a lot of cool stuff for it. Like, hey, I can get subscribers and channel points is a cool thing. The other side of that, though, is I'll then be required to run ads. And keeping track of that so that people don't miss out on important game moments, it's going to be annoying. And obviously the other side of that is, well, if you don't want the ads, you can just subscribe. I don't want people to have to subscribe when I stream one night a week for 3 hours. Like, I don't feel like that's a good investment for people. So I think long term, or at least short term for now, we're just going to stay being a normal person. See, maybe if we can figure out some other fun stuff to do with the chat. But like, honestly, the fun is just hanging out with you folks and you watching me beat my head into my desk as I missed 7 attacks in a row. So that's what we're doing here. That might change. Who knows? Who knows what the future brings? Tomorrow comes. But tomorrow's coming. So we got to wrap it up here. So again, folks, thank you so much for hanging out. For the Twitch folks, you can always catch VODs over on the YouTube channel. Should have those up tomorrow, Sunday at the latest. And for the YouTube folks, again, as always, head on down to the description. You can get the link to the Twitch channel where we are live nearly every Friday. And you get to join in the shenanigans and make silly names for my characters and watch me suffer, because that's what fun is all about. It's not what's best for me. It's what's best for you. Where else can you get that kind of entertainment? All right, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I'll see you next week.